mic check with our good friend Mike Kelly. Mike, the Wild having a tough go of things right now, losing 9 of their last 10 games. They were shut out by the Ducks of all teams last night. What stands out to you about Minnesota's offensive performance last night?
There wasn't one. They didn't get any goals. That stands out. But, that's a good point. Bruce Boudreau kind of bit his tongue after the game. I'll say a little bit of what he was probably thinking here, and that's the Minnesota Wild didn't generate any good opportunities to score. One of their players talked after the game. He said, I can't believe we didn't score 3 goals in this game. They had 31 shots. They outshot the Ducks 31-24. They didn't score any goals. Now, I had a couple opportunities where it looked like, they're kind of close, but when you take a look at where these shots came from the Minnesota Wild, you'll see the reason why they didn't generate a ton of offense. This highlighted area here, over the last couple of years, 48% of goals in the NHL scored from there, almost half. They had 1 shot from that area, Jackie, you call the sweet spot on the ice. 1 of 31. Anaheim had 7 from that area. They won the game 4-0. These things usually go hand in hand. And for the Minnesota Wild, some of the players are in disbelief that they didn't score a few goals in that game. You got to get in front of the net. There's a whole area in that graphic from where their logo is, up near the top of the circles, right down to the goal line, where there was 1 shot. That's going to be a problem. So I think they're going to have problems offensively going forward. They forecheck well as a team, but they're missing Mikko Koivu, who's such a dynamic player. They're missing Matt Dumba, who they've missed for a while, their most offensive defenseman. I know that there has been guarantees of them making the playoffs internally. I'm a guy that deals in probabilities. I'm not going to make any guarantees. I don't see it happening.
And now we're getting word that Charlie Coyle is on the move. The question now just is to what team. So time will tell where Charlie Coyle is concerned. We all know Mike Sidney Crosby, world class when it comes to setting up his teammates for scoring chances. How is he so effective at creating offense from behind the net?
Well, he's got great vision, and he's so strong on the puck. And I'm not going to compare anybody to Wayne Gretzky. He is the great one for a reason. But if there is a modern-day Wayne Gretzky in terms of setting up shop behind the net and creating offense for your teammates, it's Sidney Crosby. We saw him do it Tuesday night against the New Jersey Devils. Zach Aston-Reese getting the pass in front, right in the wheelhouse, and buries it. And Sid does this so well. It got me thinking, okay, I know he does this. I see him do this all the time. There are so many examples of Crosby setting up his teammates from behind the net to create scoring chances. Does he do this more than anybody? And I went back over the last couple of years and looked at passes into the slot area that are completed from behind the net. And you watch the video, you see Sid so strong on the puck, low center of gravity, high skill. Here are those passes from behind the net over the last 3 years. Crosby had 103. Nobody else has 80. Sidney Crosby dominates from behind the net in terms of creating scoring opportunities. So, and you look down the list, you see some Minnesota Wild. Again, I talk about them being traditionally a good forechecking team. Go down to Brad Marchand at 5th. He's at 57. That's almost half of what Sidney Crosby has, let alone the rest of the league. So it just shows you his dominance in this area. When you watch Sidney Crosby play, watch for him behind the net and how effective he is. It's one of the real treats of his game.
Just another area where Sid the Kid is apparently the best. We've talked a lot about the St. Louis Blues, Mike, deservedly so. We've talked a lot about Jordan Binnington, but Ryan O'Reilly has really been the heartbeat of this team and driving a lot of their success, not just over this 11-game winning streak, but over the course of the whole season, whether they were winning games or not. Are there 2 areas of his game that stand out to you right now during the winning streak?
Yeah, absolutely, and I totally agree with you. I think he's been the pulse of this team, and it's crazy. St. Louis hasn't even trailed in a game in 2 weeks. That's 8 games. It's wild what they're doing. We talked about it last week. This team is legit. Everything is rolling. This is not a bubble. They are playing incredibly well. Ryan O'Reilly driving the bus for them, and let's talk about a couple things that he does extremely well. Face-offs, we all know that, and how good he is on the defensive side of the puck also. So in terms of face-off percentage, guys that have taken at least 500 draws, he's 4th in the National Hockey League. He does it in every single zone, and it doesn't matter if it's strong side or it's weak side. He's winning over 50% of his faceoffs everywhere he is. There's some great video examples of this during the winning streak. Offensive zone, wins a draw back. St. Louis able to maintain possession. He makes a nice play behind the net. And the next thing you know, the puck is in the back of the net. Vladdy Tarasenko with that terrific shot. In his defensive zone, winning faceoffs. Puck goes out into the neutral zone, and O'Reilly's flying up the ice. More offense created from his ability to start the play with the puck for his team. Bit of a change up here. from Vladdy Tarasenko. But, you know, people talk about faceoffs and, you know, they don't necessarily have this immediate correlation to winning hockey games. They're incredibly important. He's one of the best. Blocked passes among forwards, his defensive impact in the game. No surprise, Mark Stone is right up here. Best two-way winger in the NHL. Ryan O'Reilly is second in the league in terms of how many passes he blocks. Let's go back to Tuesday night in overtime and watch why this is so valuable. Mitch Marner centering the puck. O'Reilly gets his stick in the lane, and away he goes on a 2-on-1. Next thing you know, back of the net, 11 straight wins, overtime winner. That's how the defense can lead to offense for a great player like Ryan O'Reilly. So he's doing it in so many different areas for this team. He's one of the best passers in the game as well. He's been terrific and a real catalyst for this winning streak.
And this winning streak has been one of the best stories of the entire season. It still blows me away that this team was last place in the Western Conference about 6 weeks ago. That is just mind-blowing. They've beaten some pretty good teams along the way as well. Good stuff as always, Mike.